Hi everybody, we're here at Elementa, where the second edition of Elementa Goes West is being held. Last year we had 14 courses. This year we had close to 100. And amongst the cool things that we've had here, we've had the pleasure and the honor of having the man of trail, Mr. Tim Kimura, as you say, make trail great again. Tell us why you have this slogan on your cap.
Well, my friend, Charlie Cole, High Point Performance Horse, a very famous young man, who's a very good trainer and showman. Uh, One day, it's during Trump stuff and make America great again. He says, Trailman, you should have one that says make trail great again. And it's just right during that time of like the elections and this. And I said, oh my God, what a great slogan.
Fantastic.
And it just picked up.
Right.
So I've used it for 5, 6 years now.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. Yes. Okay, so you've used that logo for that motto for 5 years
Yes.
now. But how long has trail been part of your life, and how did it start?
Yeah, so it's a gift and a curse. Okay. Back in the 80s, okay, I used to do horse shows for my dad. He founded a club in 1960, and that's the year I was born, so I'll be 64 this year. I'm very
Okay.
old. So we had horse shows when I was very young, and my dad, he managed them, and he told me to go set courses. And so 70s, 80s, when I'm 15, 16, I was, every month, we would have a horse show, and I would have to set course. But then, actually in 95 is the first year I worked for AQHA.
Okay.
I did all the trail throughout California first. That's how I started. I have a great friend, his name's Michael Damianos, and him and I are the same age, went to school together, and he's the one that inspired me to do this professionally. So in '95, a man named Larry Myerskoff come to me and say, "Would you like to do the World Show for AQHA?" So 1995 was my very first year. Okay, so this year is going to be my 30th year, I think. I think it's 25 or 30th. 95, 30th.
29th.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
I've done it a lot of times. Okay, and then it's funny because in Oklahoma City, the main arena that I started at is being torn down after this year.
That's right.
Jim North, right?
Yes.
So I was actually at the horse show, Redbud, last week before I came here, and I'm saying to myself, I only have to do this for Youth World and Open World one more time. So it's like kind of sad, right? Because there's so much history in that arena, and then like I said, I've done it for 30, 40 years.
So for those that don't really, I mean, most of the people that are watching us probably do know what trail is. Some may know what it is, but not really, in the sense that, oh yeah, it's trail. What is trail?
Yeah, so let me try it this way. When first trail came out, we call it before Tim. Okay. There's trail courses before I came on the scene, and then there's trail courses after I took over the scene. Right. Okay. So before Tim is more like ranch trail, and that's funny that we have ranch trail nowadays because that's how it was before I came around, or before I did my thing, where it was very station to station. Like you do an obstacle here, you make a move to, you do something, you do the mailbox here, you do the back here, you do the gate here, you do the bridge here. You do the slickers, slow things like you would see on a trail, and it was like 6 obstacles, and they were all different areas.
Okay.
So then I came around. Okay, and so it's very slow, very boring. I mean, I hate to say that, but because it takes so much time to watch. Okay.
Yes.
So I made it evolved into something more agility, like. If you see the dog agility, we're a different version of that, okay? How dogs, they go very fast because it's time. But it's more of an agility course now that I've evolved into. And I call it city trail. That's a slang term we use in California and Texas. City trail where it's about shifting gears, low to trot to low, and then turning and parking your car and backing up like in a shopping mall and stuff like that. So it's very... lots of moves, lots of transitions, lots of turns, lots of shifting of gears, right? Where, and I do ranch trail too. So ranch trails might go here, do this, go here, do something, perform a task. Then you go to another place, perform a task, something that resembles something in the trail, right? Like I said, we just have so many poles nowadays. It's that low trot over the poles, turning, bending, transitioning. And I've just evolved it into something else.
You have, definitely. And How do you feel that how do you feel the trail classes affect riders as far as equitation
For
is
sure.
concerned?
I think, like lower level, like the level ones, okay, the beginners or walk trotters even, I think it's a great gift to make them transition and steer a little bit with a
Right.
purpose, okay? I find a lot of people that do trail go on to improve their showmanship and horsemanship classes, equitation classes, there are pattern classes when you just have like two cones out there. And
Right.
now you're learning to steer and transition, with,
Right.
in my class, you're steering, transitioning over poles with a purpose, with a map. And
Right.
then horsemanship, you only have like one or two cones out there. And you have to do an ice skater, and you have to develop your pattern and make it look very artsy, right? Transitioning and very pretty doing it, right?
Right.
So I think my class, and remembering, like remembering a pattern, right?
Right.
People struggle with that. Like when they learn trail, 10 obstacles, 12 obstacles, four or five maneuvers. Okay, so horsemanship patterns are like 90 seconds. Okay, trails like 3 minutes.
Right.
So that stamina of learning a pattern, so many complicated ways of doing it, doing that many maneuvers, it really helps the people who do pattern classes later on.
It's fantastic. And how do you think? What do you think horses think when they're doing
Informiamo i
trail?
cavalieri che ci sarà prima della sezione di
I
gare
always say
per
signal
l'English
response, okay?
la
The
premiazione
rider is supposed
degli
to
high
give a signal.
point
The horse responds to the
direttamente
signal that
dal
you're giving.
responsabile
If
presidente
you tell them correctly,
dell'NSBA.
then it's easy for the horse to participate or do their function.
Right.
I don't even know how to say it this way. It's between men and women, okay? I'm gonna just tell you real quick, okay? Here's my men and women deal. Okay,
Okay.
men have compartments, okay?
Yes.
Like we open a compartment up, we do whatever task is, we close the box, and we're done.
True.
Women, okay, their wiring is all attached. Everything's attached to each other, and they have emotion. Okay, so when the women get emotional and they ride and they get mad and frustrated, it becomes a little messy for the horse to understand.
Okay.
Like husbands and boyfriends, like we try to put our head down and just take orders. And
Right.
that's what a horse does. He takes orders. So as long as you tell your orders in a nice sequence, they can
Okay.
follow you.
That's fantastic. I love this. And I have never heard this before, but that's
Interesting, huh? Right.
It is very
I learned that in Switzerland. I watched a YouTube on it, how this man was talking about men and women's brains, how they function. You guys are everything's attached to each other for the women, okay?
Yes.
And so they're like this. And like when you're trying to do an easy pattern, your horse is saying, just tell me what to do.
right.
The man will just say, okay, just slow. Okay. Women's good. No, and then when you do it wrong, hey, right? And it's like that horse is going, and then the women, like their core, their butt, kind of, they start gripping when they get mad and nervous, and the horse is going, oh my God, she's mad, okay? And so now they're really worried.
Right.
For the man, he's just like,
Yeah.
come on, hey, steer over here, go over here.
Well, that's
They're a little bit different energy. We talked about energy today.
right. So are you telling me that there are more men that win trail classes than women?
Okay.
Just wondering.
Well, it's different. It depends if it's a mare gelding too. I'm gonna tell you.
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you. How the horse accepts you and understands, interprets your instructions or your signaling or your energy dictates how well they do.
Right.
Some people, it's all about people, how their energy is. If you have good energy and you can tell your horse what to do, they're with you and they trust you and they trust you. If they're afraid of you, or they know you get mad and you're gonna just jerk on them after you get mad, they hate you. Okay? So they don't want to cooperate. So you have to have good energy. You have to have like positive energy. You got to tell them where to go. Stay in your lane. Okay?
Yes.
And then you'll get the job done. When you get outside,
Grazie a Team Fred.
Yeah. It's kind of everything.
I don't want the women to get mad that I'm saying all
Number
this
I was
stuff.
just kidding.
152,
I was just
Matteo
kidding, but,
Tonioli,
like
Hideout
you say, it's
Order,
about
Ride
energy.
Out
Yeah.
the Lena Ways,
And I guess that everything.
followed by number 138.
Talking about energy.
Yes.
We're here in Elementa. There's a lot going on.
For sure.
And it's all about animals, really.
Oh, for sure.
It's all about the animals.
For sure.
What was your feeling when you arrived in Elementa?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, there was I love animals, right? I love different animals. Okay,
Yes.
When I got here, actually, before the horses I saw the goats. Okay,
Right.
and I used to have a goat, So it was interesting to see the goats, okay? The
Right.
second thing I saw were the cats. I'm not a big cat guy, but you could tell these cats were all checking you out and like
Yes.
checking,
true,
like, yeah, you have to go through this little inspection cat thing, okay? There's like 12 cats and they all stare you down like you're in jail and like, are you okay or not? Okay? Then you walk by the horse barn, like the stallion barn or the horse barns, they all come out and look at you and they want you to talk so you know if you're American or if you're Italian or German. They actually, you could tell, they test your energy. And then you can tell the horses that live here and the horses that are coming to visit. It's I mean, if you're a person that studies animals,
Yes.
you like, I see more different animals than dogs. Like I only see a few dogs here. I've seen cats, I saw the goats, I saw the horses. You know how the horses come out of their stalls and they get on the golf carts and stuff like that to go to get turned out. Some dance. They got, you know, if we stand still as you watch it go, it's like it's fine. But if you're like moving and looking, and they feel you like doing that stuff to you, like they're like, hey, who are you? Like, they have funny energy here, but what a great environment to live in. I mean, they are like in the prime time, beautiful country to live in. The country, right?
Right.
Not like the city, not like Dallas, Texas, and you're like, you know, Pilot Point, Aubrey, where I live, right? Like there's horses everywhere, and we have constant energy, trucks, traffic, all this.
True.
This is like, I mean, like it's like a resort for these horses.
It is. It
Right?
is. And you didn't get to see the alpacas. You didn't get to see the buffalo, the
No.
Italian buffalo.
No, oh really?
Yes, absolutely. And there's quite a few. Yes.
Grazie a
Like-
Matteo
like you learn that as a person, when you get close to nature, you know it's better for your soul.
Yes.
And it's better for the animals, like touching the dirt, touching the grass, touching the trees. It's weird stuff. It's like a movie Avatar. Like you need to get with the earth a little bit, and not always just like city, right? 'Cause I'm in the city in Dallas all the time, so it's like. So to be able to be out here in the grass, to see the mountains, to see the sunrise in the morning, and see the water.
Yes.
All the Elementa, right? That's why it's called
That's right.
Elementa. That's why
Elementa.
I asked about that. Don't you get it's the four deals? And I'm going, I get it. Now I get it. That's what you feel like when you get here. You feel all the elements of nature. But for someone like me that's always on the go at every airport, it's so nice for me like to do this, right?
Did you enjoy the clinics here?
Oh yeah, you know it's
Because
funny.
everybody loved them. So
No.
tell us if you loved them.
You know, teaching's always an adventure. You know, I love to see how well I teach. You know, like I present a test, I give them some education, and then you know, for me to watch them perform and do a class after I've given a clinic, that's such a treat for me because I get to see the result. I can critique them after they show it. It's just to watch your work. Blake has the same way. He clinicked and then he got to watch them show their Western riding. You know, people look for information. Okay. You know, everyone can't afford a trainer. So even the people at clinic and they don't have a horse trainer, those are the funnest ones to teach. Because they thrive on hearing information or feedback or critique. I've had trainers that I clinicked here too, right? Because they always do it by themselves. So to hear someone that they respect critique them and being honest with them, that's huge for them to have someone do that.
Yes.
It's fun.
And you, I'm sorry.
I said that's fun.
Yeah.
So the true tell is make sure I don't make anyone cry, right?
Oh yeah. I was
Like
gonna
they
ask,
cry in my clinics all the time.
do you make them cry?
Yeah, and they get frustrated, right? I give them too much information,
Ah, okay.
right? And it seems easy. When you say it, sounds easy how to do,
Right.
but when you have to do the execution, and you got energy of you, the horse, the deal. You know, sometimes you get frustrated because you can't put it together, right? And I sit there. Let's do it again. It's like to me, it's okay. Let's do it again. Let's do another round, and then that's part of it. And then when you get past that hump, and they're gonna cry for a little bit, and then they're gonna figure it out. I said, take a breath. Let's try it again. And then you just reset. Sometimes you have to reset. But if you don't get that emotion sometimes like that, you won't get over the hump a little bit. You know, you always stop short of it a little bit. So I love to push them.
Yes. Well.
Get them uncomfortable.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's
for
a
sure,
good thing.
for sure.
Because when you do get uncomfortable, you have to figure out a way to get back
Yeah.
comfortable again.
Grazie ad
You know, horse
Eugenia
trainers,
Pascolini
people,
e Moonlight Dancer.
They dig that.
Number
So
131,
here's a gift, okay?
Elif Schlenger
The
on
husband
Sunday
of the wives that
Ride,
go to
Julia
the clinic,
Birker.
they pay me to yell at their wives.
Followed by number
I said, that is the best job in the whole wide world. The lady I get to yell at this lady. She pays me to yell at her, and her husband doesn't care that I'm yelling at her. Isn't that the weirdest job that you could ever? And they're grateful that you yell at them after they're done. That is so funny. Like when I look at my job, I go, "That's amazing what I can do."
I know, right?
Right? I mean, it's fun. It's funny to think in those type of terms, but it's true. You know, they want you to yell at me, yell at me. You know, they kind of want it, and they cry, but they force them to get better, right?
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And you get to tour around a lot. You were
for sure.
saying you're in Finland, you're going to the Czech Republic, you're going to go to France, you're here in Italy. So you get to meet a lot
Yeah,
of
for
people
sure.
and different mentalities and different cultures.
Yes.
And I guess that you have to kind of fix your mode a little bit
Yeah, for
according to.
You have to adjust
your
to the level
teaching.
of the people that you're dealing with, right? Depending, you know, the Germans are one way. It's the translations too.
Exactly.
Okay, like how my words translate into different languages
Yes.
is a little tricky too.
Yes.
My translators, or how much I can say and
Right.
how I got to present it. You know. But that's, you know, back in the day, that's what I was going to be a teacher, right? So you were taught how to get your information to any classroom that you do.
Exactly.
And I thrive on that, right? So you thrive on feeding the audience and showing. I always when I do a clinic, I set a pattern up. I let them show me how they do it first. I said, I'm not going to change you, but I'm going to elevate how you do it. I said, show me how you do it normally, then let me do the magic. Let me teach you how to talk to your horse. Let me teach you how to communicate. Okay?
That's fantastic because when we, sorry to interrupt you, I'm sorry. When we think about you, you know, we think about the tournament, the man who makes training great again. But the fact that you put in so much psychology, so much life,
Right.
and how to live,
You know,
what you're going through, that's.
I think,
super.
you know, the gift is communicating with
Grazie.
people, no matter who they are or what language it is, right? And it's so funny that the stuff that I teach
Number
works for
145.
any type of horse, any type of person. I
In
just have
any
to,
country.
you know, back in the day,
Stretch.
when I was younger,
Number
okay, I'll tell you some
190.
stories. But when younger, you go to the bar and you learn to be a good people watcher, right?
Followed by
You
number
watch your mannerisms and how someone, you're sitting here and you're watching the guy pick up the girl at the bar, right? I know that's kind of weird, but you watch how they talk and how they present themselves, how your energy is always back to the energy, you know, and are they listening? Or are they just talking? Or are they just,
Right.
you know, they're getting in their space a little bit? Like, don't get in their space unless they allow you to get in their space.
Exactly.
But learn how to communicate different ways. Watching the airport. I sit in airports all the time, so
Fantastic.
people watch all the time. You learn that skill. So as a teacher, so then whenever you can tell if someone's getting it or they're not getting it, or if they're getting mad, or if they have that blank look, you know, you learn how to manage that a little bit. That's what's fun. I enjoy that the best. Like, I want to get to you. I want to teach you something.
Right. Well, I look forward to episode 2 somewhere in the world, or maybe when you come back next year and see how things have changed. Thank you very, very much for your
it's a
time.
pleasure. I enjoyed
It's
this.
been extremely interesting, and we look forward to having the Elementa website. It's called the Elementa website and our International Horse page, International Horse Press page.
I appreciate them letting me come here for the first time. So.
It's been wonderful. I think it's been a great gift for a lot of us who see you work from afar and rip your courses. So thank you very, very much.
Magic. I appreciate the interview.
And all the very best.
Yeah, take care. Thank you. Ciao.